like that. If we went to Indiana, I know a lot of haunted places. I know a lot of places back there. They're fucking creepy as fuck.
Indiana?
Yeah. There's some more
Bro,
places
man,
along
from
the
your
river.
Indiana stories, I'm scared of that place.
There's places along the river by the Wabash River that at night people say they can hear Indians and shit screaming and stuff like that. My grandpa used to say, and his mom, his mom was Indian and he was like half, but she would tell stories, and her stories were, and they were put on a reservation and shit. She lived on a reservation sometimes, and yeah. He used to, when he was a kid, arrowheads and fucking spearheads and shit like that goes on the tips of arrows. On the riverbanks, they used to have to walk, a few miles to get back and forth to school. And these fucking, these arrowheads and stuff were all over the riverbanks. Just covered, dude. Thousands of them.
For real?
Yeah, my grandpa said him and his friends and his brothers went there and spent hours all over the river all the time. And then once it rained or more water came, it just washed more of the dirt away. There were more new ones and more new ones. And now there's excavation sites in some of those places because they're actual big villages. Back east, nothing survives except things that are made out of stone. Everything else, most pottery disintegrates because the ground is so wet back there and shit.
And steel rusts away.
Oh yeah, nothing like that shit's lasts unless it's kept up somewhere, But yeah, the first time he came out here, it was he kept looking at all the pigeons flying around. He goes, man, where did it? Well, how come the poor people on the streets and all things like that? Why aren't they eating these pigeons? And I waited for him to laugh, and he was serious. And I go, what do you mean? I go, my grandpa. And he goes, yeah, shit. Back in the Depression, even after the Depression. We eat thousands of pigeons. We shoot them with 22s or catch them or whatever, and they eat the shit out of pigeons.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but pigeons are like, they eat all kinds of nasty shit. But if you're starving, they're easy to catch. Wow. If you were Indian and America way back then had a bunch of dumb birds like pigeons, fuck, they would have ate the fuck out of them.
Well, and like TV shows from like the fucking Kings and Knights days and shit like that, they show people that would hunt pigeons and eat them and shit too because they were all fucking poor and shit.
Well, a lot of back then.
And I've heard some people say pigeons are delicious, man. I don't know.
Fuck that.
I mean, a pigeon's a bird. Chicken's kind of like a bird, right?
I hate it because pigeons kind of annoying. They'll fuck up your rope. They'll fuck up shit just because they can't.
What better revenge than eating it?
Well, yeah, but I don't even want them here to begin with. That's why I got a special anti-pigeon spell on this house. Energy that I brought here.
Yeah, there's some houses that get fucking just
hella pigeons, right?
With pigeons,
dude,
like, everywhere.
This one across the street they used to be a gang fuck of pigeons, the whole front roof, every morning, dude. So I don't mean like 20 or 30. I mean edge of the roof. Street? Yeah, from one edge of the roof to the other, packed, dude. I mean, and they're all shitting. They're all shitting. They're fucking gross.
One of the houses we went to look at this last weekend was really nice. All the windows were tinted and shit, but there was shit all around the house, like on the outside. And there were solar panels, and they were all like under the solar panels in between the.
Oh, they already infested.
Yeah, and there was shit.
That's
everywhere on the house, and I was like,
that's another downside of solar panels. Even in the industrial setting, like I've been on industrial buildings where they put solar in, and a year later, it is an army of pigeons up there, dude. They're inch thick, deep, and shit. The whole roofs of these places, no inches deep, because there's thousands that have been living there over a year
and just shitting.
And there's a fuck ton of pigeons there. When you see vultures flying in clear on the 35th Avenue, you see vultures in the sky flying low. Sometimes you see hawks. You'll see hawks around, but you see vultures, and they're just going around like this. Why? Because they're seeing all the dead pigeons or baby pigeons or whatever on the roofs, and they're getting them and eating them. It's a food source for them, because there's so many of them. So there's gonna be so many of them die. Oh yeah, fucking nasty fuck. But anyway, yeah, he's saying, man, these people should be catching and eating those. I was like, wow.
Light that shit up.
What's that?
What is that?
I'm gonna make my custom hat band. That's fucking. I'm gonna make it out of brass and shit, and it's gonna be like it holds bullets, but it's all gonna be fucking pre-rolled.
Yeah.
You better be fun. You need to define your perspective.
You fucking start handing them out and shit when there's a lot of people around.
What?
You want one too?
You wanna be pre-rolled? You wanna be pre-rolled?
Pre-roll.
I don't like lighting these. These are fucking suffer to light. They're a bitch to light.
I do.
So, okay. What? What are you laughing
I'm
at?
laughing at a lot of shit, man.
Let me get
Right now,
I need somebody else's opinion. See, he agrees with me.
But what?
Okay. Well, you know,
What time is it, Guero?
strong opinions.
It's like late, right? We're doing this podcast late, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like 2 o'clock in the
9:30.
morning.
No, it's not even late, it's 10:30.
This is not, it's not a forced podcast, but it's just, we're just, how would you say?
They,
Busting our chops, or getting fucking, it's just fun to do. We're just gonna sit and bullshit anyway and say the same, pretty much the same shit. So, why not put on a podcast and see who we can invite in and listen to us, or give us ideas, or invite us to theirs, or whatever, you know? Why not?
and it's
I'll be
probably
down for
starting
that.
out a little crappy or not, but
Oh yeah, crappy now, but we got good ideas that we're gonna incorporate.
we're working to make it
And
better.
we're working to make consistent uploads, at, you know, load at least 2 or 3 fucking episodes a week. You know,
Because,
at least, and if we're having a hard time getting that, let's shorten the episodes to like less than like 15 minutes. Like today, this is all added into here, but each podcast, if we do like a couple hours, you can just edit the first part of it and upload it, and then the other ones will be continuation episodes of that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'll be able to tell because of my shirt or what we're wearing. Like, oh fuck, they're on another episode.
Yeah, especially with YouTube, because they usually have like shorter videos. Like,
Oh really?
the first one I uploaded was 20 minutes, and it didn't want to let me upload it at first because it said that it was longer than 15 minutes and had to be verified. And I already made the account. So I had to go over there and fucking verify
There's a lot
so that I could upload a 20-minute podcast.
It sounds very cult related.
But I
But
did
why
it.
not, man?
Did it and uploaded, and we'll be uploading more and shit.
Strong opinions. You know, there's a lot of that going on where it just seems like everybody just caught up in their own. It's not really their own because you've really kind of given up your individuality when I get it, you take strong sides, anybody does, and it's like, but the mentality of society now is like, okay, I'm on this side, so I'm paying attention to everything, and I'm paying attention to them because I want to be able to bitch about this, and they want to bitch about that. But you're getting all wound up. How much, ask yourself, how much of your personal time are you spending just in your head, just bouncing, because you're bouncing around these thoughts and stuff. You might be valid in one way or another, but I'm just saying, think about yourself as an individual, because you're all you've got. I mean, and you got to put some value on that. You're yourself, and you don't give up your mind. You don't get hyped into this way to that way to, you know, because everything's set up to influence you one way or another for all kinds of fucked up reasons and everything. But why not get yourself out of that and not buy into shit that's already got momentum behind it and everything, and you're cut up into one end? How is it really going to affect you? If somebody comes into this studio or whatever, and are they going to do any of that shit that I'm worried about, that I'm bitching about, everything? It could have consequences and somehow affect me sometime, But why am I bitching, spinning my wheels with it? When you let stuff influence you, and you might think, oh, it's bad, it's positive, but how much of what you're stressing or angered about is an inherited type of mentality that you adopted because, oh, you're with these or you're with them, or here and there. And why? You're in a rush to be with one of them or have an opinion and then feel obligated or entitled to just see all kinds of stuff because
Do you want to belong to a group or
well,
something?
yeah, because that's the effect or that's the byproduct of being on it. But I'm just saying, bottom line, not that anything's invalid or nothing. It's just identify how much of my time I'm spending that kind of shit in my head, and really what good does it do me? Because when we die and we're gone, we're gone. I mean, if the world's gonna burn up and blow up, I mean, it's a fucked up deal and everything. So
It's a dilemma, right?
the only thing you got is yourself. I'm not saying, oh, to have this.
It's like you can't be like
emo
blind
attitude,
to all the
but-
bullshit happening.
Right. You gotta be your
How much of that
self.
you're gonna allow into your day, right? Day
Well,
to day.
yeah, and you'd be surprised. Like I said, a lot of this shit is sensationalized and it's got momentum, and once you get in it, that's all you start looking for. You get on the news app, you look, oh, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this, and then all of a sudden, here comes all these other related news apps, and they get you more angry because that's the way it's all set up. And you're getting wound up and all involved and mad, and you're fucking up your vibe, you're stressing yourself out for nothing, and for what? I mean, why not do a podcast or draw or read or anything else?
Everyone should do a podcast.
Because once you release that fucking energy of spending your time, oh, I'm like that, and or on any of these strong opinions that everybody's gonna have opinions, you can respect them, but it doesn't mean it's a do or die fucking battle on all that shit. Because bottom line, what good is all that do you once you're dead or you're dying or anything? Make the most of what you got. Why you got it now.
Or you can do
And
whatever
value
you do,
yourself
right?
as an individual person, as an individual entity, instead of, all wound up on stuff, I think that's where a lot of shit's happened, where media is all out of hand. Everything's out of hand, dude. And we're just we're like the fucking debris in a hurricane. Boom, because we bought in it and there we're there, and we choose to be that way. I mean, to buy into it. And it's like, it's not that we don't care or got the capacity to realize it. It's that there's so much momentum and things are going on so much, there's no way to just grab a post and get out of it or something, You're like committed to it. And then
Like
all
along for the
then
ride.
all the other people that you hang with or whatever are doing the same shit, that's just always being reinforced. You just start, that's all you're gonna talk about.
Enforcement.
It sounds like a simple thing, but just be mindful of your thoughts, Your thoughts control your actions and the decisions. If you got crazy thoughts and you need to entertain a lot of shit, you're not gonna there's no room for positive creativity, compassion, or not even that, just basic realization of simple, obvious things that are hard to figure out, but if your mind's all clogged up with shit like that. But when you can see things clearly or differently, you learn amazing shit, amazing realizations, because you freed up all that shit. You have that capacity. Not so much a capacity, but you realize that there's a lot better shit you could be having in your head or thinking about or stressing about. Because when you take in bad stuff, it's like letting somebody rent-free live in your head, Somebody pissed you off at work or this or that, and you're like, fuck, I'm mad, I feel like, and it's going on. They don't give a shit or nothing. You're the one bouncing that shit around in your head, and for what?
Yeah.
So it comes to a time, it sounds easy, but I know it's fucking difficult to let shit go, and if you can't, then think of it as just a different perspective, like, just a different fucking perspective.
A big perspective.
A big perspective, yeah, because I forgot what the fuck else I was gonna say. Go figure. We don't endorse marijuana use. It's just legal where we're at. I think so. Let me ask. Is it legal here, Reedy? Yeah. See? He agrees with me. So, yeah, another thing. once you understand the value of understanding your individuality, you can express shit like you're more creative. You can clearly see things and express yourself by doing stuff. No matter what is it. The way you do your yard, the this or that, or drawings, or anything. Just be mindful and realize, hey, I'm doing this. This didn't exist before, but I made it, and things like that just seem more reinforcing, more purposeful in your life than, being wound up and shit. What's your opinion on that? What's wrong with you anyway, man? You're all Chinese looking.
I think I'm getting a little Bob Ross.
Oh, God. I think you're more Chinese than that. Go get the Chinese statue over there on the fucking vampire coffin. The vampire coffin studios. Well, we don't practice witchcraft here. But we don't throw it out either. There he is, check him out. Now that, see, we had that made in Mexico. We put Chuy as a Chinaman. Oh, I mean Chuy is, how would you say?
I don't know. What would you say?
I don't know, just some Kung Fu guy on a fucking Kung Fu movie that's high as fuck. See, I seen the things here. A man bun is kind of,
This dude has a man bun?
yeah, but it don't look gay on him that much. On most dudes it looks pretty gay. But he's high as fuck, that's what I'm seeing. He's high as fuck. Look at him close, look. He's high as fuck.
It's a statue of me.
And when he sits there, that's when he sits there, he just stays high, look. Look at him. He's all punched down. No, this guy's opiumed out. This guy's been smoking hardcore opium pipe. And he's ready to take a 12-hour nap. He's like, I just want to get my futon. Just kick back.
A 12-hour nap?
When you smoke opium, you pass out eventually. You get so high and on it, and then you go to sleep for like, that's why they had opium dens back in the old 1800s all over these San Francisco and big towns.
Dens?
Dens, what they were, where people would go into there, and there were beds, like bunk beds, all on the walls in these big rooms and shit. And you pay the money, and they give you this pipe, this big long fucking bamboo thing pipe, and a little candle, and a little pellet of opium, like a little fucking brown ball of this shit. And then you go to your bunk, and they have a little table right there to hold your lamp. And these guys like to lay down and put the pipe on the candle with that little pellet opium in a special bowl, and they heat it, and they suck the vapors. They don't really smoke it like a smoke. It's kind of like they're vaporizing and kind of smoking at the same time slowly. And they just smoking that pellet till they just fucking fade out. And they stay there on that fucking bed. I mean, somebody could just,
What the
rape
fuck?
them or whatever. They probably raped them a lot in those bunk beds when they're opening down. Cause they say you just sleep and you just have these crazy ass dreams and shit.
Of being raped? What the fuck?
Raped by a dragon.
A dragon?
That's why they say chasing a dragon.
What the fuck?
Go to opium den, fucking pass out and get gang raped by everybody for 12 hours. you wake up all fucking rashed out and shit. What the fuck? This is the last time I've come to this opium den.
Fuck, those dragons were rough.
Get that once we start streaming a live channel, we're gonna have.
We could do some live shit. Because
No, we're gonna, yeah,
because if we do
that.
some live shit, that's cool because people could ask us questions and then we could talk
Not
about
so much
fun
live shit,
too.
but I wanna do little movies and little shows and have it on a channel where we meet other beginning producers or film producers or people that are interested in the industry, that have some work that they can put on the platform too, and present it with their name and everything, but on the channel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they could.
And then slowly just build up a bunch of shows on that and fucking make their own channel.
And they could
That
even be
is,
seen like that
that's
too.
the dream right there. You know?
Yeah, exactly, huh? So a lot of people that know how to do a lot of shit out there and they're not fucking doing it.
I think it's
Because a lot of people like, a dude I know that.
But you
he
gotta
has,
have
like,
your
all
mind.
these-
If you don't think it's kind of possible, even a little bit, you gotta think it's kind of possible because you put a half-ass effort in it, and it just putters out. It loses its drive.
Yeah.
But it's the successful people that keep in their head, no, I'm doing it, and they just keep going with their plan.
And a lot
And
of
they
times
don't go
the
down.
successful people.
And even if it
go
sucks for
through
the
tough
first year,
times, yeah.
because they learn
they
it,
stay with
they
it.
learn how to survive the tough times, and then once it gets good, because they've refined their craft or whatever they're doing, or
Yeah, that's how it is. It's like when you start a new job, it fucking sucks. You don't know what you're doing. And even if it's an easy job, it kind of sucks if you don't know what you're doing. Everything's the same. You gotta stick with it, especially if you know that's something you're gonna like this podcast. We know it's probably gonna fucking suck at the beginning, right? But
I don't think it sucked a lot. It
not
kind of
a
sucked.
lot, but I'm saying.
But
like,
see, the first ones they're just so
Editing
so
wise
they
and
know
shit
they
like
could
that.
they could know. They could start to get to know us from the start. Fuck it, why not? I don't.
we
claim
learn
to-
how to
I
do
don't
our
think-
own editing, right?
I don't got no fancy big ass thing here, but what we do have is a progressive pinata, Weedy the pinata. He's famous in certain circles here on the west side. He's always chill. I come in here sometimes and I'm checking shit out, and then I look at Weedy and he's just like, I got this, man. Come on, I'm checking this. No, I'm keeping an eye on things. And I just and he builds confidence in me.
All right, you got this.
No, I mean, it's like, yeah, he's like, what? He's not just something hanging on the wall. He's just something with big ass eyes and a smile that you can't say, oh wow, it's like, fuck, the giant, like Weedy, And we can get other Weedies available too. We might spread out to different podcast places. We'll have different studios and we'll have a Weedy in each one. You think?
A little bit different.
With this big perspective, we gotta do the big thing. I think I can make one for us, fuck it.
Big four.
Some kind of shit, a big perspective pinata.
Oh.
But now that we've had this and all, but this, I
We
don't
need
know.
some steel, big perspective, steel working.
Some plasma cut shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with backlighting. Yeah.
Something
See?
with stencils and shit, like.
Sometimes you come up with some good ideas, Chuy. That is valid and better,
Not
and that would
even
show our
sense.
fucking skills and take us to the next level as far as our metal fabrication, because we do know JPS metal concepts pretty well. They make
Right.
some nice knives and different kind of metal things. I think they're branching out into metal wall art and shit. We'll see.
We'll be bringing some stuff in.
Yeah. And maybe some hats or some kind of shirts with original positive designs, not like with rainbows and cats and shit on them, but some good fucking personal designs. I got this one I want to do, and this one, I swear to God, I had this one dream a couple years ago, and I was like on this battlefield, like in the Middle Ages with the knights and shit, and I was part of this huge ass army. And they were in the front of us all marching this huge line. There was a huge line of dudes with the flags. And the flags were bright. Yeah. And the flags, I was watching them for a long time. They were bright yellow and they had this insignia of this, like this.
And how
hand.
far from the front were you?
I was like marching with them. I wasn't holding a thing. I was just like in it, like walking with all the dudes. But my attention was always up in the air at this flag the whole time. But
So
the
you-
design on it, I did it.
That's
when I
something
was
crazy.
No,
Nobody
because-
ever even thought of that.
No, but you never do that when you dream. You never remember, and if you see weird shit, that's the best. When you get an idea from a dream, it's because that's a
seems
different
real, what you
reality.
said.
No, it's a different reality, and the ideas, when people see it executed like in this reality, it's like, wow, it's got a vibe to it, because you picked it out of there.
That's crazy, man. Cause
It's like an
that's
arm.
a weird
It's like a
detail.
hand.
That's a
It's
weird
like
detail. Like
it's
you
an
have
arm
looking
that
up
goes
at
out
the
like
flag.
this. Look, it's an arm that goes like this, and it's like skeletonized, and it's got like a clover in its hand, like a 4-leaf clover. Like he's dead, but he's got a clover. And it's in red, in bright red paint, ready.
You know, the yellow flag.
With a bright yellow, it's like hot dog, like it's mustard yellow and red. You know what I mean? But bright as fuck and like made out of
Look it up
satin.
to see if that's
No,
anything.
no, that shit in my dreams aren't in anything, dude. I know. Because I'm, you know
From
me,
another
I'm trying
reality,
to,
or what the fuck?
I'm trying to compare. There's no sense in comparing it because
It's
it's always
weird.
different. It's always different. But when you're in it, it feels, it's reality there. You know you're in it and everything, and the shit is strange, but it functions. The thing you gotta realize, this dream is functioning. I'm interacting with people. I'm going here or this or that. Because you understand the realities, or your body, your mind does, and knows how to get around in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough, you know how and you remember this shit. I got vivid memories from a lot of dreams over the years. I don't dream much anymore, but like dreams of being like in New Mexico somewhere, or. And then I'm at this like Indian reservation thing, and then I'm at this guy takes me to pick up. Oh, let's go to we're gonna go see these people and everything. So all right, and we go to we drive up to these big cliffs, and shit, how are we gonna get up there? And then we get to the side, and there's these little stairs that go up the side, and then they go to the side. You can't see the door or anything because it's in sideways. You go up, and when you go in, it's like a fucking New York penthouse, dude. It's all decked out. They carved all inside that giant side of the mountain, of that cliff, solid rock cliff, and made condos and shit inside there.
Like all
And I went in there, and I was kicking back with these ones, and then I was kicking back with the guys on the upper level, and all this shit. It was amazing. But once it gets to that point, you know you're dreaming. But even when you're dreaming, you toy with it like, maybe it's real. Would I like it to be? No, it's not real. Would I like it to be? You get that feeling. And when that comes strong, you're like, nah, fuck this. No. Because you're playing with whole different rules. You don't know what's going to happen.
I can't enjoy dreaming when I realize I'm dreaming. Because I wake up.
No, when you realize, but it comes a point where you don't realize it, you realize you're dreaming in your dream because nothing's like it is, but you're still aware in it, you know, you're like, oh, this is a dream, you know. Like that one where I go into the mall, at Westchurch Mall here, and I just, this dream, I go in, and then as I walk in by the jewelry store, the guy that owns the store comes out and starts talking shit and pulls out a giant knife,
What the fuck?
and we start knife fighting there, and he starts attacking me with a knife, and then I get the knife from him, and then I stab this dude a bunch of times, and there's shoppers walking by and shit. I'm at the Westchurch Mall, and all this, and it's all loud and everything, and blood's all over the floor, all over the walls, and then I get done with it, and I fuck, and then I'm walking farther down, and then two dudes run out of one of those the tennis shoes places.
Yeah.
Two of them guys in the coach jerseys, or you know that they wearing a jersey like they're referee.
The
or something.
Foot Locker?
Yeah, two of them dudes run out and they start trying to attack me, dude.
What, two? What the
Yeah, one had like a machete thing in his other, and it was all drawn out. Fucking killed them and everything. And the thing I remember most, there was just blood everywhere, dude. But I was like, nah, fuck it, man. I don't usually get aggressive in my dreams, but this one was like, and the whole reason I wanted to get down, because I was trying to get to the dealer, or to the store at the end, to look for shoes or something, and these guys kept running out and attacking me to stop me.
Well, I mean, after you kill the first person,
No, I
you're
killed-
still gonna go
Dude,
shoe shopping,
but
right?
but check it out. I get to the very end, and then I turn around, and there's like fucking 20 people all slaughtered out down the fucking.
Oh, so you can
everywhere.
get back to your car because
Alright,
you have to like.
and I'm like,
It was like
no.
a video game. What the fuck?
No,
you fucking
no.
fighting through people.
After that, I woke up. But I remember turning back around and looking behind me, and there's so fucking. But it was violent fighting. I mean, they were like this with fucking knives and shit like that, and it got fucking bloody.
Was it an exciting dream though? Like better than watching a movie?
The first one was all right. You know, 2 or 3 is okay.
Yeah.
That I could deal with that. But when you're just, you know, and you're expecting the next one, you get done with these 2. Oh, here comes one's at the dollar store. Oh fuck! You know. But typically, the majority of my dreams, I go to other. It seems like other towns. Sometimes there's like towns like in fucking like somewhere in Europe. Like maybe in Germany or Berlin or something, little small metal type of fucking condos and shit, little streets that snake around like they do in Europe and stuff, but everything well executed, everything nice clean lines and everything, you know, and I go there, I rent a apartment, and then I start working for the guy upstairs. And he's got this huge room of all kinds of guns and shit. All kinds of shit. He's got everything. The whole place is full. And I'm there for like a week and a half. Yeah, helping him sell and load guns. People coming in and showing him and shit, and then falling down all these stairs and loading them in their vans. Yeah, but all the weapons, they weren't weapons like we got weapons. I mean, they were metal and everything, and they shot bullets. But there were different designs that don't exist. That's the weird thing about dreams. What is it in our psyche or whatever controls it to put that kind of spin on shit that makes them everything totally different? I mean, similar but totally different in its own way, you know? It's crazy, man. So Zara, this is getting pretty late, man.